I almost lost my husband for the lack of respect that I showed him in our relationship. I grew up around women who I believed were not respectful towards men. They got loud, always were fighting. And for me, I always said I would never do that to my spouse. When I got married to Vincent, I worked very hard to make sure I never did those things. And in my mind, that correlated as I respect him. And it wasn't until we kept arguing and we kept fighting. And the one thing that he would bring up and say, you don't respect me. And in my mind, I'm like, but I do respect you. Like, I thank him for his grace and his patience with me as I have learned, and I am still learning what respect look like. But as a woman, I've also learned that we can't come into a relationship with a man and do it based on even what we feel like we've healed from or what we've learned from past relationships. We have to really take the time to listen to that man, to truly understand what he desires and what his image of something is, instead of taking it offensively as, well, what we do is not good enough. A lot of men who are emotionally intelligent know what they want. They just have to feel and understand that we come from a humble place and we care about learning what something looks like to them. And if that man truly sees you as his purpose partner, he will be empathetic to the skills that you have not yet attained, and he will help cultivate you and grow into the woman that you and he desires.
Man, absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Again, fellas, listen. If you're looking for a wife, this is what you want to see. This is what you want to hear. But before I move on, always shout out to the content creator. I appreciate her sharing her perspective and her experience. Absolutely spectacular with her breakdown, her whole spiel on number one. She said so many diamonds, man. First, let me see if I can catch them all. She said so many, but the first thing she said was before she got with her husband, she picked up on what other women were doing that was actual disrespect. They're yelling, they're arguing, right? And she was like, look, when I get with my husband, I'm not going to do these things. Self-awareness, right? Self-accountability, right? Seeing what not to take from a negative situation into a positive situation when it comes to someone you want to be long-term with. Another thing she said was when they used to get into arguments, her husband would still say, hey, you're disrespecting me. And she's like, wait a minute, I'm not doing the things I saw. But she also made a point of, wait a minute, I need to understand what he desires and what he dictates as disrespect. Ladies, listen if you're listening. And men, y'all know this too. Men, we observe disrespect in a totally different manner on how women see it. Listen, you could be going inside of a gas station and not hold the door for somebody and for another man, and it could be seen as disrespect. Straight up. Because it's a courtesy thing. It's a thing whereas, let's say this man working or something and you don't hold the door for him. You get what I mean? It's like it's no courtesy to saying, look, man, it's a working man. That one instant of holding the door a second longer could make it break his day. Right? It's so many little things that could be seen as disrespect. And the thing about it, men, we have this internal threat. Right? We know that any disrespect could end up in somebody's life being cut short. Right? I don't think women understand that that's how deep disrespect goes for us. And I'm not saying that that's what we would want to take it in a relationship, but I just want you to understand how our mind is heightened when it comes to disrespect. We take no disrespect. And I promise you, we try not to give disrespect because we know it can end up with somebody losing their life. That's how deep it goes. Now, moving on to another thing she said was she have to get out of the mind state and understand and tap into what he desires as a husband. And I think this is just beautifully said because, again, when it comes to self-awareness for a lot of women, they just don't have it. They just do not have it because a lot of them have been sold this dream through Disney, through culture, through just the psyche of, quote unquote, the Western traditions of what it means to be a woman and how the man should react and play accordingly to that. But when you actually get in a relationship, it's like, wait a minute, this is not what I seen on TV. This is not what I expected or what I envisioned this relationship to be. And so I just really applaud her for being conscious enough to say, wait a minute, I know what I want and desire, but also what does my husband want and desire? Because I need to meet him in the middle somewhere. Because if not, then he's not going to be able to get what he needs from the relationship, nor will I. And I just think that was just well said. Man, she said so many different things in this video. So many different just gems she dropped. You know? But again, I think the major takeaway for me personally is just the self-accountability, the self-awareness. And I tell you guys all the time, man, this is what you want when it comes from a wife. Someone who's actually looking to learn. And she said that, listen, she came into the relationship looking to learn. Because she's seen what she didn't want to be brought into the relationship based on her past experiences, looking at, I think she said her friends or family or something like that, or other women that she was around who were being disrespectful. She wasn't trying to attempt to bring that into her relationship. So she was willing to learn. Again, find a woman that was willing to learn, not one who just looking to come in and just take, man, and not bring any value. We want to take care of our women, for sure we do. But we want to take care of women like this, man. And it won't be perfect, but especially like, I don't like to always bring my relationship into it, right? But I have a great relationship. I'm a firm believer where I'm okay with new issues. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay with new issues. Like, that's life, right? Things are gonna come up unexpectedly. Just life is gonna be life, right? We know the quote. Things that are gonna happen that's unbeknownst. Things that are gonna happen we didn't know that can occur. That's just part of it. Those are new issues. You know what? We can figure it out. But what we can't do is keep repeating the same problems we had and not being able to fix them and move on. Because then we're not growing. Right? Then we're not learning together as a couple to be able to make the long journey together. So, listen, man, if you're not hearing this from your spouse, your wife, as far as them looking to understand you, that's a problem. That's a problem. If y'all can't sit down and they listen without if they can't listen without looking to react, or they need to be listening to respond in a respectful manner, not just to be reactive. And that's what you're gonna get from what she said. Hey, I didn't want to bring this in my relationship to other ladies reacting, right? Just being disrespectful, talking over you, not allowing you to speak your piece. This woman gets it, man. And I think, again, I don't want to keep beating the drum, but it's just so refreshing to hear her saying, I'm willing to learn. You know, it's not all about me. It's about what my husband desires as well. Man, that's what we want to see. This is why I'm so hopeful for, you know, I talk a lot about the baddies, right? But I show those videos to show you what you don't want. But I also like to show you videos of what you do want, right? These are the wifeys here. These are the women we want in our life. Oh, one thing, matter of fact, one more thing before we get up out of here. She was saying how, dang, I lost me. Man, it was a good thing she was about to say. Well, she did say, and I was thinking about how to break it down, but anyway, man, let me get up out of here. Let me get up out of here because I think I said enough. I don't want to keep rambling. But listen, drop a comment below. Tell me what y'all think about it. And subscribe to the Husband Code if it's your first time. If you've been watching for a while, subscribe. Hit that notification bell if you want to continue to see videos like this. And if you got any value, hit that like button. Until next time, I appreciate y'all. Much love. Peace.